Welcome to Lesson 14 in the Level S vocabulary series. This lesson includes words that describe conflict, behavior, persuasion, and personal qualities, terms that often show up in reading comprehension, especially in literature and opinion pieces. We'll focus again on a key phrase for each word to help build deep, long-term understanding. Let's get started. First up is adverse, and the phrase is adverse wind or adverse reaction. The word adverse means harmful, unfavorable, or working against you. If you're flying into adverse wind, that wind is slowing you down. It's pushing the opposite way. An adverse reaction might be something like getting sick after taking medicine, or facing criticism after a decision. You might also hear, the project failed due to adverse market conditions, or he remained calm despite the adverse circumstances. Next is blasphemy, with the phrase, thou shalt not blaspheme. Blasphemy refers to speaking or acting with disrespect towards something sacred, usually in a religious context. In many traditions, to blaspheme is a serious offense. So the phrase, thou shalt not blaspheme, reflects a commandment-like warning. Don't speak disrespectfully about the divine. In broader usage, someone might say, his joke was considered blasphemy by the church. Or, the artist was accused of blasphemy for mocking religious symbols. Now we have depravity, and the phrase is the depravity of the criminals. Depravity means extreme moral corruption or wickedness. When you hear the depravity of the criminals, you're being told that their actions weren't just wrong, they were shockingly evil. It's a strong word, often used to emphasize serious wrongdoing. You might also hear, the novel explores the depths of human depravity, or they were disturbed by the depravity shown in the footage. Next is embellish, and the phrase is embellish the truth, or embellish the dress. To embellish means to decorate or make something more attractive, sometimes literally, like adding jewels to a dress, and sometimes figuratively, like exaggerating a story. So embellishing the truth means adding things to make it sound better, even if they're not entirely accurate. Examples: he embellished his resume with fake achievements, or the storyteller embellished the tale with dramatic details. Let's look at garrulous, with the phrase garrulous old men. Garrulous describes someone who talks a lot, often too much. If someone says garrulous old men, they might be thinking of folks who enjoy long, wandering conversations that don't always have a point. You might hear, she grew tired of his garrulous chatter, or the garrulous neighbor could talk for hours without a pause. Next is induce, and the phrase is sleep-inducing pills. To induce means to cause something to happen or to persuade someone to act. In this phrase, the pills are causing sleep. They're inducing it. But you could also induce labor and pregnancy, or induce someone to tell the truth. Other examples: nothing could induce him to change his mind, or the scent of lavender can induce relaxation. Now we come to misnomer, and the phrase is, Indian was a misnomer. A misnomer is a name that is incorrect or misleading. In this phrase, calling Native Americans Indians was a misnomer based on a mistake when early explorers thought they had reached India. Misnomers happen all the time in history and language. You might also hear, calling it a smartphone is a misnomer, it's more like a computer, or the label silent film is a misnomer since they were often accompanied by music. Next is precocious, and the phrase is a precocious child. Precocious means advanced for one's age, especially in behavior or intelligence. A precocious child might read adult-level books, speak like a grown-up, or ask deep questions. While it's often a compliment, it can also hint at being a little too mature too soon. Examples: she was a precocious pianist who performed at age 6. Or, his precocious comments surprised the teacher. Now we have resplendent, and the phrase is resplendent new clothes. Resplendent means dazzling, radiant, or beautifully impressive. If someone's clothes are resplendent, they shine, they catch the eye, they stand out in a glorious way. You could say, the bride looked resplendent in her white gown, or the palace was resplendent with gold and jewels. And finally, we have tantamount, with the phrase, a statement tantamount to a confession. Tantamount means equal in effect or meaning. So if someone makes a statement tantamount to a confession, it's basically the same as admitting guilt, even if they didn't directly say, I did it. Other examples: his silence was tantamount to agreement, or the threat was tantamount to a declaration of war. That wraps up Lesson 14. Many of today's words are formal or high impact. They appear often in writing that discusses ethics, behavior, religion, or politics. Be sure to review the memorization phrases and practice using each word in your own sentence. Keep building your word power.